Oh. Welcome to Meaningful Mornings. If you are not telling the truth, then what are you telling? Share with me in the chat. If you are not telling the truth, then what are you telling? You're telling a lie. If you're not following the truth, then what are you following? You're following a lie. How is it any different between speaking and following? Meaningful Mornings is a workshop to refine how we think, how we speak, how we act, to make the expectation of ourselves more rigorous. And right now, the way we're doing this is to close in on right action to cut out wrong actions. There should be no bandwidth in our minds, our mouths, our hands for wrong action. In our karma chart, starting from the left, being committed to nishiddha karma, that is prohibited actions. What does that make one? A bad person. Wouldn't you describe one who is immoral as a bad person? We move to the right now. Next is being committed to kamya karma, which is selfish actions. This would make one an ordinary person. The typical person, their default is to live selfishly. Desires for oneself. We continue to the right. Naimittika karma, which is being committed to one's special responsibilities. So most of the time, selfish actions, sometimes engaging in special responsibilities, this makes one a good person. And many of the people I interact with, this is where they stop. Their default is selfishness. Sometimes they tend to that which is special. And so they share, I'm a good person. Why anything else? For them, Meaningful Mornings would be most jarring, where I'm talking about increasing the expectations of yourself. Continuing to the right. This is nitya karma, or being committed to one's regular responsibilities. This makes one a great person. When you have established your greatness, quiet mind, still intellect, that is where one shifts from the first part of this path, karma yoga, to being ready for the second part of this path, which is jnana yoga. Jnana yoga is to know GOAT. GOAT stands for greatest of all time. To know the greatest of all time. And when you feel this, you re-become the greatest. Everyone followed that journey. Our karma chart. Bad person, ordinary person, good person, great person, greatest person. Coming back to verse 9, which is a summary from verses 3 to 9. Karmanaha, those actions or responsibilities, arthat, that are filled with yagna, the spirit of dedication. Many times in our workshop, I've described karma yoga as karma yagna. And this is the reason why. Yagna is made up of dedication and sacrifice, both. It is to be dedicated to that which is meaningful. The word artha doesn't just mean money. It means meaning. To be dedicated to that which is meaningful, and sacrifice, to sacrifice whatever comes from that which is meaningful, I accept it. I'm going to sacrifice my own likes and dislikes. Sharing that more simply, it is to be cheerful. Meaningful and cheerful. An easy way to practice karma yagna is to know what you do every day, what you do with your life is important. If you have this sense of this being important, karma yagna will be natural. And I'll read to you a portion of Swami Chinmayananda's commentary. I'm using an old book. You probably have the entire Holy Gita. For me, it's page 2122. Yagna means sacrifice. In yagna, conducted in the Vedic period, the members of the community used to come round in a spirit of dedication and sacrifice for the purpose of a cooperative, spiritual and divine endeavor to invoke the grace of the presiding deity for the blessing of the community, for the peace of the world, for the prosperity and cattle wealth, for fearlessness in the good, etc. See how different this is than our instinctive understanding of yagna. Clarified butter, smoke in my eyes. This is to be lived every day. This is our yagna, no? Meaningful mornings, yagna mornings. Anyatra, in comparison, ayam lokaha, in this world, most karma bandhanaha, most are bound and limited by their actions. Why is this? Swami Tejromayananda forever emphasized to us, work doesn't tire us. It is a lack of love of work that tires us. If we love what we do, why would we be tired? Yes? That secular saying, it's not work, it's play then. And I've tried to emphasize this to all of you by asking you to start to like what you do. You may not love what you do, but like what you do. How to do that? Know that it's important. A simple way to be caught up in the trap of action is to be one who focuses on results. Actions, results, actions. The results will never be enough for you. So what do you have to do more of? Act. It's a trap. When it comes to, and please listen to this carefully, your special responsibilities and regular responsibilities, there may or may not be a result. This obviously is in reference to that being material. If I tend to my special responsibilities, I may get a material result. Someone may recognize me. I may win an award. But the may or may not, our focus should be on the may not. That way, I feel the result and fruit is within my own personality, my own quietude of mind. Are we all together? Are we still a community? Or I keep saying community, but we're all divergent. Kaunteya. Who is Kaunteya? Kaunteya is Gira, Indira, Tipo, Ashish, Vidita, Pratibha, and I can go on and on. Definitely Vivek. Karma, engage in your responsibilities. Tat artha. With this understanding, with this appreciation. The meaning or artha, attitude, is more important than action. Have the attitude of being dedicated to your action. There are no small or big actions. There are no small or big responsibilities. In Karma Yoga, the focus is on attitude, which makes this path universal. You don't have to know Sanskrit. You don't have to be educated. You don't have to have strong muscles. How I've shared this with all of you, to follow seva bhava, to feel that you're serving your spouse, your parents, your neighbor, your nation. I also gave you the reference of to be a sadhu, to help others accomplish their work. What's quite lovely about this, as soon as you become conscious of yourself, let's say at the age of 2.5, that's when this opportunity for karma yagna begins. You know, for jnana yoga, if you don't know what Sankhya means and you don't know what nirvana means, it's very hard to orient yourself towards that. But our younger son Shuka, he's 2, he's becoming conscious of himself. That means karma yagna is now available to him. That's amazing. Which religion teaches that? At 2.5, now you can start to evolve. The word tat here means Sri Krishna is completing a train of thought. The next train of thought will be more metaphysical. And going to the last quarter, samachara means move, engage, mukta sangaha, internally free, externally free. Share differently, live for divinity. As long as you don't live for divinity, you will be disappointed. Family, community, society, even humanity will disappoint you. The only altar that will not disappoint you is divinity. And I'm deliberately saying this because the next verse will take us there. We'll read verse 10. This is a strange way of studying where I just give you the verse and then do a massive review of it the next day. Manana. This has a low glycemic index towards your understanding. New train of thought. It is more metaphysical. Saha yagna praja srishtva purovacha prajapatihi anena prasavishyadvam eshavostvishta kamaduk. This is so lovely. The whole first line. Uvacha was said. Who said it? Prajapati, the creator. What did he say? Srishtva prajaha. When I created you means humans. Saha yagnyaha. I also created you with yagna. In other words, the nature of the creator, the nature of creation is dedication. This is built into our system, our DNA, our vasanas. And what's fascinating, if you observe stones and plants and animals, they all live by this. The only ones who don't anymore are humans. We don't dedicate, we don't sacrifice. As I was studying this verse, I thought to myself, what an absurd community we have that I'm teaching about right action. Isn't that absurd that we've come to that level? And I don't mean this in an insulting way to you only. I mean to humanity. Anena prasa vishyadvam, with dedication, you will prosper. Prasa vishyadvam, you will prosper. All animals, all plants, all stones. Vaha astu, let this be. Ishta kama duk, let this be that theological cow that fulfills all of your desires. You've all heard of Kamaduk before. You have in the Ramayana, Bhagavad. Shri Krishna's context or content of thought has not changed. The content is not, only the context has. The next series of verses really navigate, are oriented towards the metaphysical, the astral. I'll explain all of this. Your application yesterday to burn into your personality, yagna vai Vishnu. Yagna means dedication. Vishnu means divinity. Do you know what the word vai means? You're going to write is, because you look at a dictionary, but the word vai means undoubtedly. Dedication is undoubtedly divinity. So when someone asks you, where is God? Where there is dedication, that's where God is. And if you can't see it, it's because you're not part of Meaningful Mornings. Here's your application for this morning. I want you to analyze the percentage of your thoughts out of 100%, which percentage is going towards prohibited actions, which percentage towards selfish actions, which percentage towards special responsibilities, and which percentage towards regular responsibilities. Your total should be 100. Shanti, shanti, shanti hi. Be safe, be sound, be serene, be happiness.